And so it was that Atlasdam was founded some 2 centuries ago. Indeed, our fair city-state is among the longest standing on the continent of Austera. But there was another city-state with a history as long and proud as our own that came to a tragic ruin only 8 short years ago. Now, who can tell me its name? How about you, Cyrus?
I think it was...
Now. No need to get all flustered. There's no shame in not knowing an answer, so long as you have a desire to learn. The answer is in your textbook. Go on now, look it up.
Yes, Professor. Let's see. I believe it was Hornburg?
That is correct. Hornburg was ruled over by a royal family, said to be descended from priests of an ancient and long-forgotten religion. On the other hand, our fair Atlasdam was founded by one of the original clans that inhabited the Flatlands. Who can tell me how many clans lived in the Flatlands at the time? Your Highness?
The histories have it that 8 clans did live in the Flatlands in those days.
Correct you are, Your Highness. It was a time of great strife here in the Flatlands as the 8 clans waged a long and bitter war. Change would come when the armies of Grandport invaded these lands some 2 centuries ago. At the time, the rulers of Grandport sought to exert their influence over territories inland. Ironically, this compelled the warring tribes to put aside their differences and unite against their common foe. Oh, but look at the time. We'll pick up where we left off next time. Don't forget to read chapters 3 and 4 before our next lecture. And be prepared to answer questions on any of the material within.
Yes, Professor.
Thank you for another most stimulating lecture, Professor Albright.
Hello?
Professor Albert. Mercedes from the Royal Library came with a message for you. Seems today's your lucky day. You've been granted permission to enter the Special Archives.
Splendid!
Splendid! Finally, I can begin my research. The library, just outside the palace. I'd best make haste. Welcome back to Octopath Traveler! Starting at this time, we got the beginning of the tale, with Cyrus Albright.
Oh.
Professor...
Professor Albright.
Oh, thank heavens you're still here. I thought I had missed you.
Your Highness.
What can I do for you, Your Highness?
The truth of the matter is...
If you can spare the time, I had a question about something we learned today.
But of course!
Of course, Your Highness. It would be my pleasure to answer anything. After all, my role as your tutor is as important to me as any of my research. Unfortunately, I cannot spare much time. Is this question a quick one?
Indeed.
Yes, Professor. It will not take long. I was just wondering about the ancient religion of Hornburg. Pray tell, what did they worship?
Very astute of you.
Very astute question, Your Highness. However, I fear that nearly all the texts detailing the nature of the religion were burned and lost when Hornburg fell. I see. A shame that.
The truth
I do,
is...
however, have a theory of my own. I believe that the royal family of Hornburg were guardians of an ancient power. Mind you, this is not idle speculation. My theory is based on the fact that
Oh.
let's continue the discussion another time. My apologies for keeping you, Professor.
With pleasure.
No need for apologies. It would be my pleasure, Your Highness. But such questions occur to you as a sign of a sharp and curious mind.
I thank you.
Your lectures on the history of the realm are most fascinating to me. Well, if I do not learn of our past, how can I hope to lead my people to a bright future?
Indeed.
A most admirable philosophy, Your Highness. The people of this land are truly fortunate to be led by one of such wisdom and kindness. As I am truly fortunate to have the opportunity to serve in some small way. You are far too kind, Professor Albright. I am proud to be your student.
Ah,
Oh dear, I'm running late.
good day.
Pray, do not forget your assignment, Your Highness.
Farewell.
Of course, Professor.
Ah,
Oh,
Cyrus.
hello there, Therese.
Yes? Do you have a question for me?
Do you have a question for me as well?
No.
I mean, no. Good day, Professor.
Hmm? Hello.
Okay. Anyway, just gonna continue with the story for now.
It's me, Cyrus.
Good day, Mercedes. Cyrus Albright, here to browse the special archives. Oh, Professor Albright. You're looking quite eager today.
Mm-hmm.
We heard that original copy of the Church of Flame, a complete history, had been donated to our archives. I simply had to be the first to see it.
I see.
You're more on top of our collection than I am. Just sign here.
With pleasure.
Is something amiss?
Actually,
For someone known as the most brilliant mind in the Royal Academy. When you talk about books, you're as giddy as a schoolboy. When you put it that way, yes. Much as a child is fascinated by a new toy. I'm titillated by the prospect of acquiring new knowledge.
I see.
Right. The expression on your face says it all. Anyway, everything seems to be in order. Enjoy your quest for knowledge, Professor.
Many thanks.
Many thanks, my dear. I most certainly will. Oh, it's a lot of identical looking bookshelves. How odd. The tome is nowhere to be found. Someone returned to the wrong shelf. Not here either.
An interesting
These
dilemma.
archives are strictly guarded and curated. Wherever could it have gone?
Professor Albright!
Headmaster would like to see you at once. Of all the times to... Oh well. May I ask of you a favor? What might that be?
The truth is...
The tome I mentioned before seems to have gone missing. Could you locate it for me?
I see.
Missing? Huh. Begin looking at once, Professor.
Many thanks. Cyrus Albright, by your request, sir.
Do enter. My apologies for summoning you on such short notice.
Ignore the red eyes. He is not evil. Do not believe your lying eyes.
How might I be of assistance, Headmaster?
That treatise on arcane studies you published. What in the gods' names were you thinking?
Sir? I do believe I made my hypothesis perfectly clear.
I'm not talking about your hypothesis. You went out of your way to cite one of the texts in our special archives. The knowledge housed in those tomes is the Royal Academy's greatest treasure. It is not to be divulged to the public at your whim. Laying it bare in one of your silly papers is out of the question.
I am fully aware of the value of those tomes, Headmaster. It is for that very reason I would share the knowledge with my peers.
You are to share nothing! That wisdom is for the Academy and the Academy alone!
But that goes against everything...
Enough, Cyrus!
Even my best argument is sure to fall on deaf ears. The Headmaster sees knowledge as a medal or precious stone, something to be appreciated by its rightful owner alone. Knowledge is power, and power is to be hoarded. An unfortunate attitude, indeed. My sincere apologies, Headmaster. It won't happen again. Is there anything else you need of me?
That is all. You may go. Wait, there was one last thing.
Sir?
I heard the special archives will be closing early today. If you have research to do there, I would do so quickly.
Good gods. It's as if he enjoys watching me suffer. Thank you for your concern, Headmaster. In that case, I'll be on my way.
Enter.
Excuse me.
What's the matter?
Yes. What is it, Therese? It's about Professor Albright, sir. Alright, and back to the special archives we go. I'm gonna save any... There we are. Just in case something goes wrong. Because honestly, I'm not even sure it's recording right now. Hopefully it is.
Can I help you?
Ah, Mr. Albright.
A moment of your time.
You have any luck finding the tome?
My apologies.
I'm afraid not.
Say it is not so.
Well, this is most unfortunate. One might conclude that it has been stolen.
Actually,
Professor, taking books out from these archives is strictly forbidden. And as you know, the keys to the vault are entrusted to only a select few. Quite honestly, it would be easier to steal the crown off the king's head.
Aho!
Impregnable vault. Disappearing tome? It would seem we have quite the mystery on our hands. And the mysteries of the world are meant to be solved. Or so the scholar in me says. Would you not agree? If it had been stolen, I would say it's a job for the city guard. But I can see you won't let it go until you've cracked the case, as it were.
Indeed!
You could say that indeed. A habit I just can't seem to break. Once the puzzle is placed before me, I simply cannot rest until I've worked out a solution.
I see.
Well, far be it from me to stand in your way. Must be tough being a genius.
Leave it to me.
I'll not deny it. Or not. The tome will be back on the shelf, or you can bat an eyelash.
Take care.
Alright, thanks. Best of luck in your search.
Time to do some
The game
research.
is afoot. Now, where to begin my search? I suppose I should inquire with Messias as to where the keys to the library are stored. The guard at the front door would know who had been frequenting the library lately, as might my fellow scholars. Then, mayhap, I should pay the headmaster a visit as well. Alright, path actions. Cyrus has the ability to scrutinize. Honestly, not my favorite ability, just because there's another one that's kind of just better. And you can get all the same rewards from it. But you can learn a little bit about characters or something they have to say, and gain some information about them, be it items or things you might need for side quests, or you might get discounts at the shop, or more items available at the shop, whatever it happens to be. A lot of them won't give you anything though, to be honest. Of course I've got a key to the archives. I know I wasn't sleeping. I was resting my eyes, that's all. But even if I was sleeping, what would it matter? What kind of fool would bother stealing a worthless tome anyway? Most intriguing. You look familiar. Let's see now. Only Headmaster Yvonne and the guard stationed outside should have a key to the library archives. Alright. Key to the archives? Oh, I haven't got that. I'm not surprised someone stole a tome, considering what they're worth. I have gambling debts myself, so I understand the temptation. By the way, that is Russell. If we can go through now, we can scrutinize some other people as well. Yeah, and items are a pretty common one that shows up. I'm not going to be reading through all the details. If it's like they're saying something, perhaps I will, but... So you get those and it just causes an item to appear. Oftentimes, nothing too significant, but there can be some good ones in there, from what I remember. And I think it usually, if not always, shows up in the area that you're in currently. But being the first area of the game, similar to Tyrion, we can go through and scrutinize all of them without having to worry about failing. A healing grape. Nice. I'd say Cyrus is most useful for his I forget what it's called. I'm just gonna say like the battle ability, and for his class. You get a buckler. Oh, nice shield. Ow. Yeah, most characters don't start with a shield, so getting one is nice. In fact, I don't know if any of them start with a shield. Yeah, so if you can scrutinize without having to worry about failing, there's no harm in it. If there is a chance of failing, maybe holding off on it. It's honestly not that important for the most part. And like I said, there's a character that can just kind of do it better because you don't have to worry about failing. Nice thing, like when you steal, there's a little check over whether or not if you've already done it. Down this one. Spiriting Plump, a medium Inspiriting Plump. Yeah, a lot of these hidden items, they're nice to have. Means you don't have to buy them, and items could always be useful. Well, usually be useful. Yeah, if you're not going to use them for their intended purpose, you can just sell them. I believe that small cup I picked up is just a selling item. You know full well I have a key to the Special Archives, and I would never be so foolish as to let it fall into the wrong hands. In any event, I've had no reason to peruse those tomes in quite some time. Don't ask why his eyes are red. Don't ask why his eyes are red. Don't ask why his eyes are red.
Splendid!
That should be all the information I need to solve the case. Who possesses keys to the archives? The headmaster and the guard.
But of course!
Of course, it all makes sense now. There are only 2 keys to the archives. One belonged to the headmaster and one to the guardsman. Whose key was used to unlock the archives? Guards. Headmaster's key is safely locked away in his office. Furthermore, he hasn't visited the archives today. On the other hand, the guard has been acting suspiciously of late, even sleeping while on active duty.
Oh,
It would be all too easy to task to lift the key off this person. Was it possible that the guards are man?
no.
No. He would have no motive. The culprit must be someone who understands the true value of the tome. Which is to say, one of my colleagues. And most likely, one who has accrued a frightful gambling debt.
Which means that...
Well, together, and a villain is. Given a lot of options in this one.
Yes.
Dude, that shifty scholar, Russell. Yes, I dare say my king is fool. Ignore me. I dare say my logic is foolproof.
Shall we begin?
Now all that remains is to find our man and make him confess to the crime. Word has it, he's been doing his research underground these days.
Now then.
I think it's time I did some field work of my own. And so, I've taken it upon myself to investigate this suspicious scholar. Interested in coming along, are you? That seems you have quite the curious streak yourself. But of course, mysteries don't exist only to be solved. After all, it is of utmost importance to remember that. Ah, there we go again. Do not let me talk your ear off, but I will be glad for your help. Let's get right to business then. No doubt we'll find Russell in his laboratory down below. And with that, Cyrus is in our party, and we have Therian back. Go ahead and give it a save. And before continuing on, which there's going to be no more story content for the rest of this video, I want to go through some of the other NPCs and see if there is some stuff that I can get from them. Alright, guide with ease. We'll get to guidance eventually. I don't know how much I'll really use it, but... could try to steal some of these selling items, could try to steal grape. For the most part, if there's not a great chance of trying to steal it and it's not that useful, or it's not that useful, just don't really bother with it. Childhood friend. There are some funny stories you can get just by scrutinizing. We get smarter bartering. I don't know how much we'll really be using that. If your main character is Tressa, you'll probably get some good use out of that. Okay, we can steal this with a 100% chance. Those sorts of items are key items usually used for side quests. I'm going through these too quickly. You can pause. I think I'm waiting long enough. And I'm reading through them myself as well. I'm just not speaking it out loud. We go here. As I think I've mentioned before, you can switch out your party. However, we only have 2 party members, and one of them is locked in our party right now because we're doing their Chapter 1 story. You can also change the equipment, I believe, of everyone, because normally you can only change the 4 in your main party. And we can, in fact, give the buckler Cyrus there. It also allows you to hear tail, because if you go into an area without that character there, you won't be able to actually continue the story at the moment. And so you would need to go back with that character out and like as one of your main party and be able to start it. And in a lot of areas there are 2 chapters that will happen at the same time. So this is how you choose which of the 2 to follow after already choosing one or none. Start. Restore reputation. When you fail one of the, like say with stealing or scrutinizing, if you fail it, you get 5 chances. After those 5, you will no longer be able to use your path action on them, and you need to go here to restore that reputation. I believe it gets more expensive each time you have to do it, but I can't remember for sure. I have only ever actually had to do it once. We get an empty coin pouch. There's something to sell. And down here we get a nourishing nut, which I believe increases max HP. There are a few, if I remember correctly, a few nuts that do not increase your stats, but most of them are stat increases. So we can go ahead here and sell all those items we've been picking up. Don't have any use for the iron spear yet, but could be useful soon enough. Sell the dagger, I'm going to hold on to it for now. You'll see why. Same with this iron axe and composite bow. There's a lot of items we just picked up by sealing them with Therian. We'll give the leather vest to Cyrus there. It will lower his magic defense, but raise his physical. Would barely make a difference though. There's a lot of these arcane weapons that will boost your elemental attack as well. It's not a bad idea to get them, but there's some better ones we can get later on. The way magic works, I believe I've explained this before, it goes off of the highest elemental attack weapon you have. So, say you have a spear that has more elemental attack than your staff, the staff will actually just be ignored when it comes to magic. Could pick up a better weapon for Cyrus here. I think we'll go with the quartz rod. Give him some more evasion. It's not as expensive, and it'll just increase his attack overall. Could get a better shield. Yeah, sure. Let's get a couple of those. And we'll get a hat for Cyrus. Therian already has a better one, kind of. Let's go with the circlet instead. Sure, let's do that. We'll get the circlet for Therian. Alright. And now, because of starting with Therian's, we actually can't, or starting with Cyrus's, we actually can't leave right now. So we're stuck here until we finish Cyrus' chapter 1. We can get another ingredient. Discount the inn. Sprightly earring. Could be a good idea. I think these are probably better to try to purchase though. And again, we'll get to that soon enough, probably. Because accessories tend to be a little bit on the cheaper side. Since you can only equip 2 of them. We got some new weapons for sale. I should have come here first, clearly. But I don't think... I mean, there's this now. Yeah, I'll pick up one of these. Why not? in one of these. Cyrus kind of needs all the help he can get right now. Yes, now there's an oak staff and a major staff here. It would be a sizable increase, but also a lot more money. Money is kind of difficult to come across in this game, which is one of the things that makes Tressa a pretty good option, even though her path action is mainly about spending money. And I forgot to equip those accessories. She also is able to get money a lot easier. Let's give him... I just bought. And Therion, we'll get the Enlightening Earring. Maybe he'll be able to dodge tank with that. Who knows? Don't really need to heal, because he'll heal on level up, and Cyrus at least will level up pretty soon. Therion just came from armor, so he didn't have that much to begin with. With that, that's gonna do it for this episode. Next time, we head into the depths underneath study, or well, into the study underneath this building here. Have a good day.